Welcome everyone, it's Erin Pulsel here, and we are here tonight because we are going to be sharing with you some simple steps to setting up your Facebook prospecting group. So we know that many of you have team Facebook prospecting groups. We've been doing that for many years. And we're going to take a few minutes here and just talk a little bit about the evolution in network marketing over the last couple of years and how we've used social media to build our businesses. And what's a little bit different about this. So by the end of this call, you will have a PDF. You will know step-by-step how to set up your prospecting group and what to expect from that. So before I get too far into it, those who don't know me, my name is Erin Pulsel. I'm in Comox. I'm an Isagenix millionaire, and I just want to bring out a couple of my friends who have also used social media to build their businesses. We've got Angela Martini on the line. We've got Lisa Wolney, Wendy Proya, Isagenix millionaires, and very, very successful earners in Isagenix. And guys, let's just jump out for a quick second and just talk about the evolution of social media and network marketing. Wendy, I think you're like I was gonna say the grandma, but I don't want to use the word grandma, but like you're like the mama bear of all of us. You've been around the longest. So in network marketing, it's all about meeting people and inviting them to take a look at your product, inviting them to look at Isagenix, inviting them to look at the business. And when we got started, we started to use social media. Tell everyone here about what it was like in the good old days.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks. And yeah, I am a grandma, so I can be the grandma. I don't mind doing that. Anyways, yeah, for us back in 2011, when you really think about it, Facebook was just booming, right? It was it was new in 2008 and 9. So in 2011 is when I personally really began to capitalize on social media. And over the next 2 years, just the difference between now and then is we could post a before and after picture, post, and just people would connect with us. It was just crazy. So I don't know really what's different between now and then, other than the fact that there's so many different platforms like Instagram and LinkedIn, and you've got the Snapchatters, and there's just all these different things. And plus everybody's looking at their phone, but you can't do that anymore, right? I became an Isagenix millionaire, I really truly believe, through social media and connecting with people that I never would have connected with otherwise. So I think that you can still do that. You just have to do it in a different model. So they call it post and pray. You can't do that anymore. You can't just post a picture and get people to, connect with you, because it doesn't work like that. So yeah, there's a little bit more work involved, and that's why I think this call is so critical. But definitely social media is still where it's at.
Thank you, Wendy. Yeah, post and pray. So Lisa Wolney or Angela Martini, if you guys want to jump out, what have you noticed over the last couple of years of how social media has changed, and why are you excited about these groups?
Well, I'll go, Erin. So it was when I first started, same thing in 2011. I didn't even have a Facebook account, right? But the way that we coached our teams was just like Wendy said, here, let me help you create a post. Here's your before and afters. Let's create, and then people just came flooding in, and we got so many people jump started. That was the system, and it worked. But with algorithms and trying to keep track of this stuff, I just can't keep it straight for the life of me. That I've really, really noticed in the last probably year, especially year and a half, that all these people are posting and praying. But here's the thing, this is the difference, is that we're still being taught to post and pray, and that we have to, be the trailblazers. I mean, Tanis has already done that in so many ways, really blazed that trail, is that it's all about posting and actually intentionally prospecting, which is something that, quite frankly, I don't think a lot of people know how to do. It's there for us, but we just can't. I mean, I've been doing lives all year, right? And just whatever, building content. But I just see it's the same people that are coming on. And in these groups that we have an opportunity to get to a much larger audience and in front of more eyeballs, and then just intentionally prospect. Don't just sit there and post and pray.
I love it. Yeah. Angela, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I think what I'm noticing too, and I've sort of been a student a little bit about this social media game, and been watching what was sort of the specialists in social media are teaching, specifically in the network marketing sphere. And I think what's happened over the last little while is, unfortunately, some companies and some people have been taught spam links to people willy-nilly, right? And so there's been a lot of harm, I think, that's been done on social media because people just been, and most of you guys have had that experience where just links are just coming in, or someone says barely hello to you and boom, there's my link, boom, there's my link. Same thing on social, same thing on other platforms. LinkedIn also a bad one for that. And I think also with, Facebook changing its algorithm and really going more towards a pay to play model, right? And suppressing people's visibility. It is just like Eric Worre says, we need to go pro in this game. And I think this is what I'm excited about. And visibility on your timeline versus visibility of your post in a group, of course, is so different. You might have 10% of people seeing what you're posting on your timeline, but you have 100% visibility in a group. So that, of course, ups the ante. And I am really excited about going pro in that realm this year.
Woohoo. Well, you nailed it, Angela, when you said the visibility. That is the key. Do you guys ever notice on your feed that you see this was posted in a group, that was posted in a group? And this call is not about events, but I'll just add a little side note that if you want to start a meetup or if you want to start an event, events rank even higher than groups. So maybe that'll be our next little thing to master. But for right now, we're going to talk about how to create Facebook prospecting groups. So these are going to be a little bit different than your team product groups. So before we jump into this, many of you guys have a customer hub, a customer group. I started one 7 years ago, and it's very dear to me, that group. There's 12,000 plus people in there. That group will remain. And some of my weekend warriors will still put their prospects in there, and my team is welcome to do that. I will still be in that group. We still do recipes. You can ask questions in there about recipes and workouts, and our cleansers will go there for support. So you will still have, if you choose to do a prospecting group, your customer hub, okay? This does not replace that. What this is designed for someone who wants to go above a manager and create some serious income. If you have someone who's what I call a weekend warrior, they want to get their products paid for, they might want to go manager, make a couple $100 here and there. I don't think this is for them. This is for someone who's really serious about making some income with Isagenix, because it's going to require work. So don't scare your new people off with this call. If someone just wants to be a weekend warrior, let them use your prospecting group, let them use your customer group. This is for the 5 percenters. So congratulations, all of you 5 percenters, for being on this call. So I don't know if Tanis is on this call, but this really, Lisa, you and I can just take 10 seconds here and just share a little bit about Tanis, and then we'll get into the steps, okay? So I first met Tanis at an event in Toronto. I met her again in Alberta at a couple of different events. I met her on the cruise. And she is this sweet girl from Alberta who's kind of unassuming, and yet she is one of the top enrollers in Canada. She's one of our top growing leaders. She's really mastered how to build teams and how to duplicate. So she's not just a sponsor monster. She really does great duplication. But she's been able to use, pardon my dogs here, Facebook prospecting groups to really build and enroll a lot of people. And she's really taken Lisa and I under her wing and taught us her ways. So we're really grateful for her, and these points come from her. Now, please do not reach out to her and ask for 1,000 questions. If you have questions about your prospecting group, please reach out to your upline leader, okay? And we will help you with this. So Lisa, I'm going to pass it to you, and I'm going to pull up the document. Want to add anything else to that, Lisa, while I pull this up?
No, I mean, honestly, I just feel so privileged to have been able to really sit with Tanis and, again, just really get to know her first and foremost. And I mean, her and I went to the same high school, which is really, really funny. So we've really been able to connect, and I just see what she's like. Sorry, call coming in. I've just been able to see how she's been at the helm of leadership. Like, she's just really been leading her group and creating this massive duplication into their team just by being very, very simple, very, very simple. And we always hear, how we just have to keep things simple. And she has definitely done that. And the fact that they have, you know, just shy of 1 million people that they can potentially prospect because of the amount of groups that they have is just mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing. So I'm just very, very impressed by what she's done, and that she's just really opened to, you know, share this with our teams. But again, you know, it's not to spread all over the land because she is very, very busy. And like Erin said, this is not for us to, everybody to be reaching out and asking her a zillion questions. Just come to us. So Erin, do you want to take people through this document?
You betcha. So I want to shout out to Lisa. So she spent a lot of time summarizing the points that Tanis did, and then I took my editing to the table here. So if you see a typo, let us know. So the first thing you're going to do with your Facebook group, guys, is I want you to think about who's your customer avatar. And an avatar is your ideal customer. Okay, so who is your ideal customer? It's going to be different for every single person. Oftentimes, our avatar is us, you know, and there's seasons when you have different avatars. I mean, who do you guys want to work with? Men or women or athletes? Roughly what age are they? What kind of person are they? What are they interested in? What are their pain points, right? You know, when I first started in Isagenix 7 years ago, my customer avatar was an overweight woman with emotional eating issues, because that's who I was, and that was my specialty. And that's what I really wanted to work with overweight women and help them through emotional eating. And I thought Isagenix was the perfect product partner. That's not my avatar anymore. Right now, I'm 47. I want to look good. I want to feel good. I'm a little badass. That's my avatar. I want to work with women in their, you know, mid-40s who want to look and feel amazing as they age. So who's your avatar? And guys, don't get hung up on this, right? Because here's the thing. You will attract, I will still attract 30-year-olds, right? And they can still come in my group. But when I'm writing a message, when I'm doing a post, when I'm researching content to put in there, I'm not going to put in a picture of an old man. I'm not going to put in a picture of a 20-year-old on Instagram with a big juicy butt. I'm going to put in a picture, generally speaking, of somebody in their 40s, because that's my avatar, okay? So you have to be able to speak to things. I know Lisa's going to have a lot of content for moms, right? She's got young kids. She's got older kids. She's got, you know, kind of that whole Hot Mess Express thing going on with moms and her life. And so that's a little bit more of her avatar, right? So it makes sense? All right, so that's the first thing you're going to do. Answer those questions. Number 2, you're going to set up your group. And you're going to name your group. Again, don't get too hung up on that. You can always change the name of your group if you decide, if you can't sleep at night, once you've made your name, you can always change it. You want to set your group as a social learning group. It's going to ask you what type of group. If you make it a social learning group, you're going to be able to have units, like units in a textbook. So you can then organize your group in a really neat way. So, and set the privacy to closed. People can discover your group if it's closed. If you make it secret, you can't undo that. So definitely do not make it secret. You can make it closed, and if you decide you want to go private, you can make it secret, but you can't go back. You're going to want to add a banner. Oh, I see something here. Oh, look at this typo here. So you can add a banner. I'll fix that up. You can go to Canva or WordSwag. There's no need to hire a graphic designer. You can make some great banners. And you can add a description of your group. Okay, this group is a place for family and friends who are using Isagenix, and for those who are curious about these products, right? So here's a sample of what your group is about, right? So my group is going to have a description. This is a group for women over 40s who are interested in health and wellness and being the best version of themselves. Something like that. It's a good idea to have your personal website there, your Isagenix link. It's a good idea to have all of our disclaimers in there about weight loss and health and safety. So my suggestion is, you know, feel free to copy from this document, and this will be attached to the video, the disclaimers and things, but make it your own, okay? So you've got your avatar, you've set up your group, it's looking good, and then you're going to create an announcement post. Back in the olden days, it used to be pin post, where you could put a post at the top of your page. Well, now they call it announcements. And you can have lots of different announcements, which is great, right? So you create an announcement post to welcome new members. You might want to make a video. You might want to make an announcement. You might want to have a welcome video, right? Like, hey, it's Lisa, welcome to my group. you know, you're in the right place if you're into health and wellness and transformation, you know, blah, blah, blah. And feel free to private message me to set up a 15-minute consultation. Whatever it is, do a welcome. I would suggest doing a welcome video. And what you want to do is you want to invite your people to message you, because here's the thing with these groups. You will be adding people, yes, but the magic is this: when your people start to add people, right? And now you've got thousands and thousands and thousands. And Lisa has, one of her teammates is going to come on and share later how she's been able to grow her group into the hundreds within a few days. So here's the steps, guys. So you want to invite people. Feel free to add your members to the group. We have a great referral plan and free products to give away. We'll find you something that makes you money. I'm not going to read through this, okay? But you have your welcome announcement. This is really key, this next point, guys. You want to create 2 pending questions when people enter your group. I'm sure all of you have been added to groups. And, you know, this is always up for debate. Do I tell someone I'm adding them? Do I just add them without asking them? We look at it this way. Nobody is being put into a group without their permission, because if I added Lisa and Angela to my group tomorrow, they are invited into my group, and it says, Erin Posel invited you into her group. Would you like to enter? Okay or no? I think it's an okay or a no. You don't have to go into my group, right? So I don't look at it as dumping people into a group. I'm inviting them. And if people want to enter, then they press okay. But when they want to come in, there's going to be 2 questions, okay? And so the questions would make sense to say something like, hey, do you have any health and wellness goals? And what you can do when you go to approve them, you will see their answers. So if I add Angela to my group, or Angela gets added by Lisa, let's say Lisa's a girl I met at the gym, and Lisa adds in Angela. Sorry guys, my dogs are wrestling. Let's say Angela puts down, yes, I have health and weight loss goals or athletic performance goals. I can take a screenshot of that, of her answers, or write them down. Sorry, because as soon as I approve her, those answers go away, right? So when you see people being added to your groups, guys, write their name down and what their goals were, because then later on you can reach back out to them, okay? So play around with that, add a couple of questions as people enter your group. Next step, here are some settings, right, that you're going to want to have in your group, okay? So who can approve the people in your group? You want that to be you. You know, Angela might do a contest and dump 50 people in there, but I don't want them dumped in there until I can approve them. I want to make sure that's not a networker from another company who's going to come in and try and take all my people. I want to approve the people so I can look through them and I can see what their questions are and I can approve all those people. Okay. So who can post? You can make this whatever you want. You can make it so anybody can post. You can make it so you're the only one who posts. If you're going to open up the posting, I would make it so that you have to approve the posts in your group. You don't want people writing, you know what, or garbage all over your wall if you're not sure. So make the post approval so that you approve it. I don't mind when people post, but I want to approve it. Okay? That's pretty much it. This is a really great document. It kind of goes through the settings that you want. So before you open up your group and start putting people in, you're going to want to put out, you want to put some posts in there. You want to put 5 or 6 posts before you open the doors, right? It's like opening a coffee shop. You kind of want to have the coffee ready, the donuts ready, right? You wouldn't just open the doors. So you want to have 5 or 6 posts already up there and then add in your people. Now you could add in a few of your close ISA mates, running partners if you want, so that they can help you with some engagement at first. Not that they would be adding people, but if you want some help with that initial bit of engagement in your group, you could handpick a couple of people add them in there, okay? I did talk about how to approve people in your group, but it's all written here. Same with post approvals, that should be turned on. Here's the secret. And Lisa, you know I talked about this. How many times a day do you post? And we originally had post 3 to 5 times. But Tanis said, Erin, Lisa, I hate to break it to you, girlfriends, but here's the deal. When you post 3 to 5 times, you'll get some engagement. But when you post 5 to 7 times, now you're getting a lot of engagement. A lot of people are seeing things. So some of you might look at this and think, holy smokes, that's daunting, 5 to 7 times a day. But how about we change your behavior from being in a freaking scroll hole of looking at other people's stuff to working in your own Facebook group? The reality is you're already spending this much time on social media. How about we make it productive? How about we take that hour that you waste easily scrolling through Instagram and Facebook and put it into your business and your income and your dreams? So take that time and you can schedule your posts. So you can have a post for first thing in the morning. My recommendation would be schedule your first morning post, your PM post, maybe your lunch, like schedule 3 or 4, and then the rest can be more spontaneous. But you definitely want to be posting consistently in your group. And what's really going to help you guys is the content. We have some content for you, probably not everything that you need, but we definitely have some really good content for you. And it's going to be housed in a blurb group. So whatever your team upline leader will have, like for us, it's Team Empower Blurb Group. In the Team Empower Blurb Group, and Lisa, what's the name of your team group?
Team Blurb Group.
Keeping it simple, right? We like to keep it simple. It's called the Team Blurb Group. So in Lisa's team, it's called the Team Blurb Group. And Angela, you guys have the same group, right? There's going to be a lot of content in there. It's going to be organized with albums. And I also have in there a link for all of you guys, and it's a year's worth of health and wellness content. So yes, you heard me right. A year's worth, a post a day for a year. It's themed out by week. So the first week of January is all about your vision and your goals. And these are all engagement posts. So Mondays, like, I'll give you an example. In the second week, it's themed as activity. And the third week, I think it's actually like herbal teas and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of crazy. But each week is themed. And so every Monday, you're going to kind of set your goal for the week. And then Tuesday's an engagement post along that is in line with the theme. So people are commenting below and you're getting engagement, right? Wednesdays are always recipes. Thursdays are little tips. Thursdays are always tips that have to do with, you know, the theme of the week. And Friday is the end of the challenge of people post results. So it's Monday to Friday. So you've got 5 days of posts done for you guys. So that's going to be there. There's beautiful images and there's great content. You're going to have to go in there and tweak it, make it sound like you, read through it. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't use it. But it's definitely in the arena of health and wellness. We're not copying this. This was something that I purchased, and it is designed for health coaches to deliver content in a Facebook group. So we're not stealing this from anyone. This is a program that I purchased and that I'm able to share in my Facebook group, which is also sharing with you guys. Okay? So if you are, you know, the old kind of karma thing, right? Like give and receive and yin and yang. So that's like the blurb group has that vibe. You don't want to be a taker in the blurb group. If you're going in the blurb group and you're using posts, it's super good karma to put posts back in there. So take 10 minutes on a Sunday, 20 minutes on the weekend, and dump a bunch of stuff in the blurb group. There's 1,000 Facebook groups out there. There's recipes, there's podcasts, there's different things. Hey, put stuff in the blurb group. Don't be a taker, be a giver, okay? And the last thing, number 10, is here's some ideas for you of what you can post in your group. You can do you can do lives. Some of my best Facebook lives, guys, are when I cook, because I'm such a nasty cook that when I do a live, I get great views on that. Transformation stories, you can't post enough of those. engagement posts. Like Tanis gave us a post about what's the best banana, and it was all these bananas at different levels of ripeness. I think I got 60 people posting. I'm a number 4. I love like the firm banana. Some like the brown banana. It's just crazy. Fun. People want to be entertained. Don't make it all boring health and wellness stuff. Honest to God, people go to social media to be entertained. So make your group fun. Make it entertaining, right? Do prizes, do giveaways, do engagement posts, do recipes, do quotes, do workout stuff, right? Yeah, so it could be fashion, could be anything, right? If I'm doing 40-some-year-olds, I might talk about gray hair sometime. I mean, I might talk about, I don't want to say too much because this is going to be recorded, so I'm going to bite my tongue, but I could talk about a lot of really funny, entertaining things. I know Lisa too, and all of us, right? We talked about that. And here's the thing. If you're going to post something like, hey, show me your sweaty face, if someone posts a sweaty face, you go in and you love it. You comment, you engage. It's a conversation. It's a ping pong game. When someone says something, you give a response. And this is how you build a friendship and a rapport. And Angela, we know this from Fraser Brooks, is you never use the like button. You only use the love button. You use lots of emojis. You comment to people. They feel loved. They feel important. You're building a relationship. It's like you're flirting. It's like you're going to the bar every Friday, and every Friday you see the same cute guy. And then after about 3 or 4 weeks, it's like, all right, I think I'm going to talk to this guy because we've been eyeballing each other for 3 weeks, right? But if you went right up to him, you'd be like, whoa, crazy woman, right? Hot, crazy matrix. So that's what this Facebook is about. You're engaging, you're building rapport, you're developing that. And then there might come a day where you do send a private message to them and say, hey, thanks for commenting. Like, tell me a little bit about yourself. Do you have any health and wellness goals for the new year? And so you can engage in conversation. Now, your question is, and so obviously you want to engage, you want to comment, you want to be consistent. Now you're going to say to me, Erin, how on earth am I going to grow my group? Well, when you first start, hey, I'm like you. It's like, okay, I'm going to put in all my Facebook friends probably that are not on my product. Probably put in my expired people. That's where I'm going to start. My expired Isogetics customers, people who have yet to say yes, any potential leads that I have. And then it's going to be contests. Add a friend Friday, right? Add 10 friends to the group, get your name in a draw. You can go into some meetups. You can go into some buy and sells. You can go into other places and invite people to join your group. And you can just work with that. But is that helpful, you guys? Or did anyone else want to add anything to this document, what I was saying? That's kind of the basics of the structure of how to set it up. Does anyone have any burning questions? No? Okay. So Lisa, Wendy Proya, I know, Wendy, you have started dabbling with your group. I know your camera's off, so I'm not sure if you're available, but Wendy, if you're out there, I know that, Wendy, you've been growing your group, and you've been sort of dabbling with this. Tell us your experience so far, and then we have one of Lisa's girls who's going to share what's been happening with her.
Yeah, so it's been 28 days because I did just look at all my numbers. And I started it, Tanis did a call from us, so I don't even know when Erin was in July. So I started my group, but then I didn't really do a lot with it. So I probably had 40 people when I re-engaged into it after we did another call with her about a month ago. And I now have in 30 days, over 100 people have been added. And it's been simply just, yes, I invited people, I messaged people, and then I've been posting, add your friends. I've been doing contests, and people are adding them. And so here's the thing, like, I didn't know if it was really benefiting me, but this last few weeks, I had 3 enrollments, and I have so many people. They don't message, they don't comment, or like they don't necessarily engage. Sometimes you think your posts aren't even working, and then all of a sudden they'll send me a message. I want to enroll. I want to do the program. I need your help. Can you call me? It's really interesting that people are watching. And so that's the biggest thing that I can say is, and a lot of these people I don't even know. So somebody else added them to my group. And so And like, if, for instance, I must have added my tax accountant who I've been going to for 10 years, and she's never asked me about Isagenix. She sees the amount of money I make. And she's like, she always says, oh, I'm just so busy, but that, so good. It's so good that you're doing that, and I've never really dumb of me to say, hey, be interested in getting on it. So she just sends me a message last week. She's like, yeah, my husband wants to know what I want for Christmas. And I told him I want to do Isagenix. Can you message me and give me information? That's what she said to me. And I was like, oh my God, why is she sending me this? And then I looked in my group and she's in my group. So who knows how she got in there. But I did send information. Like, I did a Facebook Live inviting people, message me. So she got in. And now she's like, I sent her the options. She's like, I just want the big pack. So it's so interesting how it happens, right? So I'm just saying, she goes, so is it just going to be $600 a month then? I mean, people don't just come off that easy, right? I mean, people are like, do I have to? She's like, so it's just $600 a month? Like, it was okay for that. So I just am telling you, just keep going, even though it doesn't maybe seem like things are happening. I'm really consistent. I do buffer a lot of my posts, but then I do some lives. I do some spontaneous things, but I make sure I buffer at least 3 to 4 a day. And then I try to get in there and do something. I'm going to start doing product spotlights where it's live of me using the product and explaining the benefits. So just things so people can get to know who you are. But I've noticed a really big difference. So I'm excited. I think next week's going to be a big week for me.
Woohoo! Good job, Wendy. Michelle Nielsen, I see some, thanks for the shout out. Michelle, feel free to jump out too, because I know, Michelle, you've been building your group. So the Facebook content that I will share with you guys that I've purchased is actually designed for closed groups only. You're not allowed to post it on your public wall. So if there was like a really cool post, an image, it's for closed groups. So the blurb stuff, guys, that could be someone's testimonial. You don't know. Show your lifestyle on your wall. Show yourself using your product on your public wall. This is a chance for you to stop irritating all your friends and family anyhow with Isagenix. Put it in the group and show your lifestyle on your wall, okay? So thanks for that, Michelle. And Michelle's question is, how long do you wait to approve anyone added by others? I don't know if there's an actual answer for that, Michelle, but I think I would wait until I was at home and I had my paper and pen and I was writing down their names. But I think you're just gonna have to go with that. If you have anything you want to share, Michelle, because you've been building your group, please feel free to do that. And Carolyn has a question. How do you control knowing who the people are that others add? I think you just control it by looking. Like, before you approve someone, I like to look, number one, are they in my market? If they live in Timbuktu, Japan or somewhere like that, I don't know, I might send them a message, say you've been added to this group, but we're not open in your country. I'm not sure. I think what I would do is you approve them. So look at their name, look at their profile before you add them, and that's up to you.
So, Erin?
Yeah?
I think the question was, you said you have people come into the group and you tell people to add their people and their people to add their people. So how do you know who the people, like, you know what I'm saying? It gets out of control for you to manage all of this.
I'll speak to that, because that happens all the time. So if somebody says, I want to do this, and I don't know who they are, I can see who added them to my group. So if that person, which most of them are not enrolled yet, because I didn't invite, people in my group, like Erin's in my group to help comment, but she's not going to add her people to my group. So if, say, like, I don't know you, you're in my group and you invite somebody, I would contact you and say, hey, Carolyn, your friend, she wants to enroll. Would you like to enroll first and then you can enroll her? Or do you want me to enroll her? That's what I do.
No, I think it was more about managing the group and approving everyone who wants to be added to the group. So let's say the layering is, Wendy, you add Lisa, Lisa adds Erin, and now Erin's adding a bunch of people and you have to approve them all. It's like, oh, okay. So
Carolyn, that's the whole point.
That's the whole point.
That's the awesome part.
So Carolyn, you don't add Erin so she can add her people. Like, you're adding people that are not in Isagenix. They're adding their people. So nobody's in yet. Does that make sense? So you want everybody in there. And if, that's the whole thing. Like, I do my research to make sure they're not in Isagenix. That's all I do.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sorry, Erin, are we able to bring Vanessa on because she was on a pretty tight timeline? So
you betcha. So why don't you introduce Vanessa, and then Carolyn, I can answer that after if it's not clear after I can call you. So why don't you introduce Vanessa, because she's been rocking it.
All right. So thanks so much for doing all of this, guys. So I want to bring on Vanessa because we did this call with our team like a week ago, and she's a mover and shaker. This girl, like, is like just get into action. She's all about taking action and then aim after. Like that's her, you know, and that's why she's been so successful. So I'd like to bring on Vanessa Asmus, and Vanessa had some really key things that she shared with me yesterday while she was driving out to Banff. And Erin, you covered a lot of stuff, but I just, you know, Vanessa, are you there? Are you able to hop on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay. So you were just telling, you know, maybe share about like when you started your group, how fast you built it. You already have like over 500 people in there within the matter of like a few days. So it's just been rocking and rolling, but how you're controlling it, this might help Carolyn a little bit too with her, you know, question about how do you monitor who's in there and so on and so forth. But I know that you were adding all of these people, and then you did a particular video. Do you mind kind of sharing what you shared with me in the car yesterday?
Yeah, for sure. I made the group during the call with Tanis because I was really excited. So last Monday, I went through my friends list and I added every woman in there that's not on Isagenix. And I knew that some people, it's not going to be for them, right? Like they just might not connect with what I'm posting about. So the very first video I did, I just welcomed everyone. I wanted to let them know a little bit about what my group was going to be about. I said, if this isn't for you, please don't feel bad if you leave. But for those of us, you know, that are into this, so my group is called Chicks Who Like Food a Lot. And that's what it's about, right? I wanted to make a group about people who love food and want to be able to enjoy food and yet have balance in their life, right? I made the title of my group with a bunch of emojis in it of food. So when my notifications come up in their phone or whatever, they see all these bright, fun emojis. So my group really stands out. And then I did a giveaway right away. So after I welcomed everyone to the group, I did the 12 days of Christmas. And you guys, this was not an expensive giveaway. I'm literally giving away a lot of this product with stuff that I have at the house. I think some of it I'm even looking, it's like books I got from events and stuff. So I'm not spending a ton of money, but every night I'm giving away something in my group. And for them to be entered into the draw, they have to add 5 friends. So everyone who came in my group, I did this first video telling them about the giveaway. Then the next day I woke up and I had 10 new people added. So after I looked at them and made sure that they weren't, you know, not to be rude, but like from another company coming in to kind of scope out what we're doing, I added them in. And then I tagged them in that first video. And I said, hey guys, here's a video that's going to tell you who I am, what to expect in this group, and about a giveaway that I'm doing. You can start right now bringing some friends in and get in on these draws. So I didn't, you know, wait to let them see what it was all about. I did that video right away explaining what was going to happen. And then for me, it was just really being consistent with my posts. I'm not talking about Isagenix in my posts right now. I'm sharing recipes, tips and tricks for like meal prep, because I want them to know that I'm going to show up every day. I'm asking strangers to trust me to invite their friends and family into my house. So if you're kind of new to social media and you're like, what is this? Look at your group as your new home, and you're hosting a party and you're asking people to come to your party and you're asking people to bring people to your party. So if someone comes to your party, don't just let them come into your living room, tag them. I'm so happy you're here. Welcome. This is what you can expect at my party. And if they respond right away. So I've been sending people messages. A girl in my group that won a prize I've never met before, so I sent her a message and a friend request. So it's really, I'm not talking about Isagenix. I'm not asking them to join me. Clearly it's an Isagenix group because they see the disclaimer and everything when they come in. But I'm just trying to show them like, it's going to be a ton of fun in here. You're going to get a ton of value in here. And this is what you can expect on day one. Does that make sense?
I love it. I love it. Yes. And so you were telling me that, how many did you initially add?
I have it here. I'm trying to look. I think I added like 430. And then I've had some go and some leave. And now I'm at like 60. So I'm having more growth than I am people, you know, piecing out, which is what I wanted, which is why I started doing the giveaways and stuff right away, just to really get people like excited and engaged.
Right. So now you made a really good point to me, because I said, you know, some of our people that are wanting to do this have almost all Isagenix people. So I said, well, would it be more beneficial to go into other groups, do the CLAM method that Fraser Brooks taught us, right? Like, okay, go into a dog group, for instance. You're providing value, you're commenting, let's say you love dogs, and you have wiener dogs, so let's say you go into a wiener dog group, and you're commenting, and you're loving, and then you're adding them as a friend, and then you're sending them a message, right? Just to, again, to connect. But you said, yes, that's valuable, but don't wait to bring, like if you have 25 friends on Facebook, just 25 friends, for instance, you have like 500 that are Isagenix people, but 25 that are not, you're like, get started with the 25. So can you
Totally.
that, because you were all fired up about that one.
Yeah, I was like, no, don't wait. Because the reason is like going into other groups and making friends is important, because you always want to have people coming into your pipeline, but it's really slow and it's going to take a long time for them to trust you and maybe want to join your group. If I'm in a group and someone adds me as a friend and plunks me in a product group right away, I'm just like, oh my God, here we go. Like it's all the time, right? So that is a good thing to do, but it's not instant results. So even if you only literally have 20 friends to add into your group that you would say are prospects, you add them in and you show up every day and showing them how passionate you are, how excited you are, how much fun your group's going to be, because you want them to become raving product fans of yours, right? Even if they're not necessarily going to enroll right away, you want them to think your group is so fun. So when someone now goes, hey, Lisa, I love food. I hate working out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I have 20 pounds I want to lose. I don't know what to do. I want Lisa to be like, oh my gosh, my friend Vanessa has the best group. That's literally all she coaches on. She's always showing, you know, women how to be able to enjoy food and have balance in their life. I want them to think of me when that problem comes up for someone. So for Erin Postal, her group is, you know, or her avatar is like sort of someone in their mid to late 40s who wants to, you know, is spicy and hot and all whatever she said at the beginning, right? So I want, if someone comes to me and they're in that phase of life and they're telling me about their problem, I want to be like, Erin wants me to be like, oh, you have to come in this group. My friend Erin's incredible. That's totally her. She coaches on it all the time, right? So you want to be that person for someone. So even if you only have 20 people in your group, show up every day and show them that you're serious and you're not going to make a group and then disappear in 30 days.
Such a key point. Don't disappear after 30 days, because people will watch and watch and watch. They'll watch for months on end. Think about prospects that, you know, you've been waiting for, you guys, those of us that have been around for a long time. There's people that have been waiting for 2 years. They've been watching us, and then all of a sudden you get a message out of the blue going, oh my God, I've been watching you for like 2 years. I'm finally ready to get started. The problem is with the new algorithms on the main feed is that they may not see our stuff anymore like they used to all the time, right? So in here, it's different, but you have to be patient. Like you said, you have to be patient. So.
And I'll add to that, and Vanessa, I just want to shout out to you. You're amazing. Like you're gonna do very well with this. I can tell. I met Wendy online. Wasn't Facebook, but we met sort of like an online coaching. We were friends for 6 months, and then when I was ready to start, I mean, she was in my face every day because we were doing this online work together. Boom. It was like, there were no questions. It was just, I'm starting Isagenix. I'm starting with Wendy, because I was in her face and she was in my face. And so boom, that was it. You can build such a great relationship with people online. You guys know that, right? So this is going to be great. Now, don't get hung up if you're not like a super charismatic person or you're kind of quiet and reserved. There's a group for you too. There is an avatar. There are people that will want you. And there are millions and millions of people out there scrolling social media, waiting for somebody like you to lift them up and brighten their day. So you guys are going to rock this out. Anything else, Lisa and Vanessa, that you want to say?
I'm good. Vanessa, do you have anything else that you
No, just don't wait. I'm so passionate about that, because we can get ready for so long, and it just wastes time. And even if you get going with your group and you decide to pivot and kind of change your focus a little bit, it's okay. They'll probably still just be huge fans of yours anyways. They're buying you, right? So just get going for sure.
And what's your plan, Vanessa? I'm curious about Isagenix and how you're going to start introducing that, because I know in Tanis's group, there is a lot of Isagenix. You know, there's different philosophies. Like there are some leaders that maybe they'll only post 2 or 3 times in a month on Isagenix. You have some other leaders who do this, and that's their model. Tanis is very much Isagenix. Almost every post is something to do with product, a testimonial, something like that. So what's your plan, do you think?
I'm definitely like going to be out there with Isagenix, and I am. Like I posted already a donut recipe that had Isoline shake as one of the things, but I just didn't want someone to come into my group and have the first thing they see me in a bikini or whatever. Like I wanted them to see that there's going to be a lot of other stuff happening in here as well. But my main way of recruiting has always been doing challenges. Like I just did an 11-day reset that was really successful. Everyone had great results and it was a ton of fun. So I know once I get my group rocking and rolling and I get my groove a little bit, that I'm going to be doing resets where I'll be reaching out to people and inviting them to join us. So
yeah, and with the new Rock Your Results promotions that are coming out, it's perfect. So I think, guys, those who start now, and this is early December for those who are watching the recording, for those who do the work now, you will be set up very well for January. And I want to just caution people for a little bit here. Don't worry if you're not getting a lot of engagement at first, right? Like Wendy didn't have a lot of likes and comments and engagement. It seemed like crickets and stuff like that. But then lo and behold, she got her enrollment. So don't get hung up on that. Just be consistent. And you might not see the results right away. It might take you 3 months. It might take you 6 months. It might, before you. So you still have to go out and network in the real world. You still have to, in the grocery store, talk to people at your kids' sports, talk to people at networking events. You can't just do this. But I believe if you're consistent with this, you guys, you can really rock it. Okay. So any final questions before we let you guys go? Who's committed? Type in the chat if you're committed to starting your group. I am. Yes, 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 yes.
And thank you, Erin and Lisa, for taking so much time for writing that up. I know that took a lot of effort and it's beautifully done. So kudos to you guys.
Love it. And guys, this recording is going to be housed in my business group and Lisa's group. And we don't want this going viral. Like, it's not that we're not one team, but but we don't want this posting all over the place. So just be selective of who you share it with. Okay. We don't want, it's just, we worked really hard to do this and we feel really blessed that Tanis has shared what she knows. So we want to respect that and we don't want to be blasting this all over the place. And, but I'll just say that. Okay. I'm going to stop the recording.